Hey Virgo, this is Alicia with Twisted Tarot, here to do your February 2019 Twin Flame Tarot reading. Thank you everyone for all your likes, shares, subscribes, comments. You guys are awesome. You make my channel so, it's amazing. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. For those of you that are new to my channel, welcome. I am an intuitive reader. So what that means is if you see a tarot card and I say something slightly different, or the way that you learned tarot or other tarot readers, I'm picking up intuitive messages that are coming through the cards, that I'm hearing, seeing, feeling. And also, I try to incorporate the traditional tarot as I learned it. So keep that in mind. It could be a little bit different from other tarot readers. Every tarot reader is different. They have their own style. They have their own interpretation of every card. And so that's how I roll. So just keep that in mind when you're watching my videos. It is general, guys. So take what resonates, leave the rest. If it's not for you, it could have been for another Virgoan. And you know, that's, I'm picking up a lot of messages and I'm going to try to give as many of them as possible as I see them in the reading. Sometimes when I'm done, I'm like, oh my gosh, I saw that card. That card could totally have meant that. And, you know, but again, you know, I try to keep the videos a little bit shorter, but these have been pretty long. So I'm super sorry about that, guys. I'm trying to be pretty thorough though. So let me clear out the energy and then we'll get into your reading. But remember, it is a general reading. If you need something more specific, there is the link to my Facebook in the description box below, and you can see all my rates and book me for a personal reading. Or you can email me at twistedtarot@gmail.com. All right, guys. If you're wearing headphones, you might want to take them out. This kind of gets a little loud. Oop. Ah. Wow. Totally off. Okay, pretty. Okay, so if you saw the first reading, you know that your twins' energy, the cards that came out you could be dealing with, we have Taurus, Libra, Sagittarius. We also had other earth signs. We had the Queen of Pentacles, so Taurus, Virgo, another Taurus. Again, we have Taurus here, Virgo. My video froze. Okay, so you could be dealing with Taurus. It's very heavy in the reading. We have Capricorn. We also had Aquarius here as well. So Taurus was very heavy in the reading, about 3 cards, including this Taurus card that came out for the twin sign. But again, it doesn't have to be your twin sign. If none of these are your twin sign, doesn't mean it's not your twin. It just could be more relevant for those signs that did come out. The messages may resonate more. The mutual energy between you and your twin is the 3 of Wands reversed. So I feel like this is like talks about expansion. It talks about figuring out what direction you want to go when it's upright. Here it's almost like you would put out, and also talks about your ships coming in. So if you've sent out like a text message or a phone call, or you've communicated with your twin and you haven't received a response, it's almost like you've kind of given up on waiting for your ships to come in or waiting for something to come to fruition. Could have been with a work situation, could have been with another relationship, doesn't necessarily have to be your twin, but it is mutual energy for you and your twin. So more than likely it has to do with your twin and you and your connection. Could be that communication is no longer there's maybe a lack of communication right here, or miscommunication possibly. And it was clarified by the Death card and the Hierophant upright. So it could be dealing with a Scorpio here as well. And another Taurian card here. But for some of you, I feel like it's either the communication that you sent to your twin was not received because, or they're not willing to communicate because they have ended it with you, and because they're in another commitment. So they may already be married. You or your twin may also be married. So it's not just one or the other. Could also be that the connection ended because of something to do with spirituality, because we have the Hierophant here. So it talks about spirituality, talks about spiritual enlightenment, symbol of like a priest energy here. And not the priestess, but can also be considered the priest in the traditional tarot. So what I'm feeling for a lot of you is it's possible that the connection has ended also with a Taurus. That may have been why. So it may be that you've been waiting for this Taurus to come back or to communicate, and they haven't. And so you've just given up, and you're just like, okay, well, I guess it's over. You know, the death card's here. Could also be that for some of you, it has to do with just a commitment. Somebody may have chosen a Taurus over over the twin, or their twin is a Taurus, and they've chosen to end a commitment and go towards this Taurus. Or to end a relationship and go towards this Taurus. It's very possible for some of you. So there's lots of messages in these cards here in that mutual energy that could be relevant. All right, first card you guys have is the Merchant, and that's ruled by Mercury. Could be feeling really good with money, or you could be focused on money right now. Your twin may be very focused on the material world. And you see that there's like money growing off of trees here. So they may be, they may own a business. They may move money. That may be what they do. They may work at a bank. They may work at a financial institution. It says opportunities to prosper are everywhere. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're looking for opportunities that can bring them more money. They may be investing. They may be investing other people's money. They could be brokers. It says logical, discerning, flexible, financial, psychological, creative, communicative, social, brilliant, quick, evaluative, technical, and inventive. Yeah, so all of these characteristics could possibly be something your twin represents your twin. They may be logical, they may be flexible, they may be very social and brilliant and quick and psychological, and they're just able to kind of invest their money well, or they look for investment opportunities for some of them. Very interesting. And they're saying that there are opportunities to prosper everywhere around them. Eyes on the prize. Number 44. So you guys have 33 and 44 here for your connection. So these might be relevant numbers for you guys. 444. You might see 444. You might see 333. But eyes on the prize. Trust the guidance of your North Star. Okay. So for a lot of you, it's leading you on this twin flame journey. It's guiding you based on the stars and the planets and where they're aligned. It may be guiding your twin towards you. It may be guiding them just on this journey, just in general. So let's see here. Or maybe guiding them towards something in the 3D. So let's see here. We have, as you journey back home with your reward in tow, you realize you realize this is more than a footpath. It's a weave between who you used to be and who you are becoming. You don't have to know exactly how this process will unfold from here on out. Your only job is to keep your eyes on the prize and follow your North Star. At this moment, your North Star is hanging directly over the place where you started this journey. Consider George Bailey in the movie It's a Wonderful Life. Once he completes his life review and has the epiphany that everyone would not be better off without him, he runs back to Bedford Falls and is home in time to hug and kiss his family and hang the Christmas star on the tree. He is in the same place as he started out, but is changed and willing to participate in life from a whole new perspective. So you may have gone on a spiritual journey, or you may be on one now that is going to possibly take you back home or back to your North Star where you started, but you're going to be a whole different person. Your personality is changing, your life is changing, your outlook on things are changing, and you're transforming, you're ascending, you're growing. And so that's really beautiful. And it says to keep your eye on the prize, whatever that is, whether it's your twin flame that you want, whether it's a job that you're looking for, whether it's spiritual growth, it says to keep your eye on the prize. Beautiful. All right. You guys have the color orange that's relative for you, or relevant, excuse me. It talks about creativity and change. Yeah, you guys are going through change, and it's also a creative outlet for you. You guys may be creating something based on this in the 3D world. You may be painting, I see, for some of you. Really beautiful. And orange kind of mirrors the two. So fire is on the other side. So very orangey, reddish tones to these cards. So you and your twin are very much in these balance of energies, of transmuting, of change. Okay, and we have mute. So you may not be communicating with your twin. I felt that here with that 3 of Wands reverse. So you may not be talking to your twin at this time for some of you. You may be keeping to yourself. Not saying you're not talking at all, but just in this connection, you may not be communicating with your twin. Let's see why. Okay, because we have a 6 of Pentacles reverse. So whatever whatever balance there was in this connection is now imbalance. So when you're not speaking to them, it causes an imbalance and a give or take within this relationship. It's possible that it's an imbalanced connection, especially if on this side, for Virgo, you're in another connection, you are married or committed to someone else and your twin is not, or even if they are, that creates an imbalance here. So it's possible that even finances may be imbalanced. They may have lost some money, or they may have invested in something that didn't turn out well, and we'll clarify this at the end. Next card we have is flag. Do not be tempted to lower your standards. Yeah, so you may be tempted to lower your standards in dating, in relationships, in job opportunities, but they're saying no, stand your ground, know what you're worth, and seek that same worth in others around you. So whether that's in your twin, like maybe you're just like, no, you know, I'm going to stand my ground and I know what I want and I know that I want my twin, and it doesn't matter whether, you know, it takes 10 years, you know, for us to get together, or 5 years or whatever, but I'm not going to lower my standards. So whoever I decide to date or whatever jobs that come my way, I will be looking for something that meets my standards or higher. Yeah, and it could be this, could be this Six of Pentacles was a connection that you were making with someone and you realize that it just doesn't meet your standards. It's not equal. It's not an equal give and take. Maybe somebody's taking more from you than you're willing to give. It could be financially too, that, you know, it could be unequal finances, and it really causes you to be like, I don't think this is for me. And that's, you know, that's your standard. That's okay. That's, you know, that's a decision you have to make. Twin flame message you have for your twin is, I just have to do something else right now. Please try and understand. Yeah, so you, again, I felt this with this Three of Wands here. It's like two people kind of doing their own thing, possibly. And kind of, this is saying that here on this side for your twin Virgo, that they just don't take it personally. They just have to do their own thing right now. May have to go this path by themselves, and that's okay, you know. They're never alone, but I mean, it could be one of those, you know, messages where they're just having to kind of walk this path solo for now, ish, because we're not always, you know, we're still connected to our twin whether we really want to or not. I mean, we can dim that connection in any way, shape, or form, but anyways, the Magician. Rahu, I am a master manifester. Oh, wow, look at that. Yeah, so they may be trying to manifest something in their lives right now. They may be really working on either manifesting you back as their twin Virgo, or they're just trying to manifest some type of abundance or something specific that they're working towards. And they're able to do that right now. Like, they're able to manifest at a very rapid rate. This is symbolized by words such as acquisitive, alternative, intelligent, conscious, creative, magical, intuitive, inventive, alchemic, technical, artistic, dynamic, psychological, synthesizing, eccentric, and charismatic. We got this in the Taurus reading, so very well could be dealing with the Taurus on this side here. Not that these cards are all that abundant. There's not very many cards in this deck anyway, so. But I kind of, this kind of talks, it talked about Taurus, I think, in this card. So really, honestly, they have, they're trying to create something in the 3D world possibly, and they're creating something. And your twin may be very artistic for some of you. So they may be painting or sculptures or building something. It's very interesting. This energy is very magical, very interesting. And I see birds here. This is like a black raven. I don't know if that means anything to you guys, but there's also these white doves that I was talking about in this card, the Ace of Swords here. So it's very possible that, you know, there's white doves that are specific to your connection. All right, next card we have is Dream Redirection. Redream this situation. Okay, wow, interesting. That's beautiful. Yeah, it may be that you have to go in a new direction in this connection for a while, and it's very possible that you have to, you may have to reinvent yourself and this connection all over again within your mind, within your heart, within the 3D and you're just not sure how to do it, but you're trying to figure out a new way to reinvent this connection, to change it, to transform it, to make it into something different than you want it to be too. Okay. And you may have to go in a new direction in your life path too. Like maybe something happened and you lost a job and you have to now adjust your direction and go onto a new path, whether it's a financial path, whether it's something you had a dream about and it's telling you, oh my gosh, this is where you need to go. And you're like, oh crap, like there it is. Like there's my path. You know, you and your Virgo are trying to find your path somehow here, guys. Like you're very mirrored in your connection, which is very common for twins. When life isn't going your way, it is time for redirection. When you realize you are the director of your dreams, the ones you have at night and by day, you can orchestrate a change of course. You can orchestrate a change of course, tactic, or whatever else is needed. It is up to you to identify what is unfinished and how to close the loop in the most joyous and fulfilling way possible. If a dream is challenging, remember it isn't over until you experience a triumphant conclusion. If a dream is uplifting, remember it isn't over until you've received the elixir, the wisdom you can embody and share with others. If you face a challenge with an important person in your waking life, change the scene in your private meditation or in the privacy of your journal to the way you must wish it would be played out. Life is a dream, and you are the writer, director, and wardrobe consultant. Thus, you can rewrite a scene in a way that is truly satisfying to your soul. As you practice directing your dreams, you will realize you can also direct your life. Okay. Yes, they're telling you to repaint, redirect, change how you wanted things to play out. You can change them just by writing them down. You can change them just by imagining them in your head. You can change them in the actual physical world. But whatever you're looking to do, they want you to take a new direction and a new approach to it. So whatever you were doing before didn't work. And it wasn't necessarily your fault. It's just it could have been just the approach. It could have been the execution. It could have been the details. It could have been your twin. So, and where they're ready or not ready on their path. So it is telling you to change the scene. So whatever you're looking to manifest, you may want to start looking at that too in a new way and redirect your energy. So if your twin has said, I cannot be with you, I'm staying in my marriage, or I'm in another connection, or what have you, it's time to go in a new direction. And that's okay. It sucks, you know. I'm not saying that would be ideal for any of you. So, but you are the painter and the creator of your own destiny. And so if you want it to go, the way you want, you have some ability to make that happen. And you may have to take a new direction, and you may have to go it alone, or go, work on yourself for a while. And, which isn't bad. I mean, that is still choosing our twin, even if we can't be together with them in the 3D. We always have them in the higher realms, and we'll always have them when we pass on. So, it's sad, of course, to not have them right here physically. So I'm sorry for some of you that if you have to go in a new direction because of that. It is Spirit's telling you that it's not over, though. The conclusion isn't over. The dream isn't over. You guys will see each other again. We have Dolphin, cosmic consciousness, breath, and sacred geometry. Okay, so for some of you, it may be that you're connected through dolphin or aquatic animals here, and for others of you, it's a consciousness that is surfacing. See this dolphin? Oops, sorry. This dolphin's coming up out of the water and like surfacing, and it's this cosmic consciousness that they're awakening in you and in your path. Also, breathing exercises will be helpful for you to help relax you, to help with stress. It also talks about sacred geometry, so that may be relevant to, you may look into like Qi and Feng Shui and those type of things to rearrange your environment to match up with that. And I would do some research on all of these terms, and then you can kind of come to your own conclusion about where it fits in your life. But that's very beautiful here. It's almost like an awakening of consciousness is what I'm seeing here. Like you're being shown your path currently. Next card we have is big dreams. Yeah, you have big dreams. And again, we have aquatic, so a whale here. So yeah, you guys really connect through water, or you connect through your dreams with your twin. And they are your big dream, but it's also, you have other dreams they're telling you not to give up on. Keep moving forward, keep pushing yourself, keep embracing this cosmic consciousness and these dreams, and keep working towards them, because they're showing that these dreams can come true, and they're on their way, and that you are able to manifest them right now. Yeah, and this dream redirection, you have so many cards talking about dreams. So again, you may be dreaming about your twin, but you also may be dreaming about your path, or they may be leading you through dreams on your path at night, and then they want you to take that knowledge and use it in the 3D. Okay, we have the Five of Wands. Okay, so this is communication. This is communication, but it's a lot of, they're at odds with each other. So there could be 5 people in your life, or you could have just communication with someone that is combative, or it's not always equally, like somebody may be using like their words underhandedly, or their communication to make someone feel less than they really are, maybe you, to make you feel less than you are and bring you down. And it's like, it's combative here, and it's not healthy. It also may be that one of your dreams you want to communicate about, other people may not understand what this dream is, or they may have their own opinions about it, and you may clash with them. So it could be family members, could be friends, those type of things. I feel that for some of you. Next card we have is Carriage. A journey, either physical or mental. Yeah, and I feel that's for both of you guys. Like you may be traveling, or you physically, or you also, spiritually. And those are one and the same. I find that travel is, whenever I go anywhere, I'm always learning something spiritually. I'm always gravitating towards places that I can heal with, I can heal in them, and that really awaken my consciousness, and I'm learning something. So that's very beautiful here. I feel very much carriage, like something's moving you forward on this path here, you guys. That's beautiful. Next card we have for your twin, you want to say, I need more time to figure things out. Yeah, you really have some work you have to do. You have a path that you've been called to do that is basically solo at this time for a lot of you. You may be maybe kind of going it alone, and I'm not saying you're alone necessarily, but it's a solitary path. They've called you to do this work, just you to do this work, and you're on your journey right now, and you're working towards your dreams, and you need more time to figure things out. All right, we have the Engineer, ruled by Mars, which is the planet of Aries, so fire here. So you may have fire in your chart. Every problem has a solution. Yeah, I feel like for some of you, you're trying to figure out what that solution to your problem is. You're trying to figure out what to do, and your wheels are spinning and they're turning, but that's in a good way. It's in a very analytical way. You're trying to kind of come to some type of conclusion here. So this is symbolized by curious, productive, technical, hardworking, focused, creative, competent, practical, competitive, decisive, determined, analytical, adventurous, loyal, and generous. Okay, that's beautiful. And a lot of these symbolize, these characteristics symbolize a Virgo too, but can be fire, doesn't have to be. We don't have to get caught up in that. But specifically, these terms are talking about making logical choices, putting things into motion with these gears here, and using these being productive. You may work in a technical field, or you may decide to, but you're adventurous and competitive and decisive, determined, analytical, all these things. All these are great for someone who uses their mind with what they do, and not just their intuition and their empathy and things like that, but it's really a logical, very mind oriented fields. Next card we have is the Magic Zone, the exhilaration of discombobulation. Okay, so this was talking about, I can't remember who had this in their reading. It could have been Taurus, I believe, or Taurus's twin. So, but it talks about the magic zone. Like you are in the zone right now. Like you're going to be creating something magical and beautiful, and whatever it is, like you're working towards it, and it's a dream and a goal of yours, and you now will have like more of a plan and an idea of what you want to do, and you'll be in that magic zone. Like you'll be confident, and you'll be, again, the exhilaration of discombobulation. And again, I think it's taking your dreams with you. Like sometimes when you wake up, you're not sure if you're still dreaming or not, and it's almost bringing that dream life into the 3D. Like whatever you're creating in your dream, you're bringing that into the 3D, and you're creating something so magical that is going to change the world. That's magic. Yep, that's magic. The magic zone. And it's a number 9. So again, I believe that this is a solitary endeavor currently for a lot of you. Doesn't mean you don't have, if you're in a relationship, that this can't be for you. You can still be doing things for yourself in an independent way, because we are independent. So, we are souls that are intertwined by rules and society and things like that. But it's very much a solitary type of energy is what I'm feeling. The journey back to the ordinary world from the special world of dreams can be disorienting. You're not who you were when this journey began, but are yet to fully integrate your newfound wisdom and become who you'll be upon this journey's completion. This might feel like a long stretch of desert, but in truth it is a magic zone. You are here, you are now, and that's more than enough for a joyous experience. With each step, you are bringing your stories and experiences home with you. As you move from where you've been towards where you're headed, integrate the lessons and the blessings you've learned and earned along this journey into every cell of your being. Feel your DNA and your inner circuitry being rewired and recalibrated toward a more expansive yet grounded version of yourself. Your adult ego aspect feels the need to have it all figured out and buttoned up, but the child within embraces the exhilaration of this divine discombobulation and knows that by the time you make it home with the elixir, you will be a whole and new version of yourself. Okay. So again, it talks about elixir, and elixir can be anything. It can be a formula that you've been working on for something to do with a project. It could be an elixir such as you decide to start a line of body products and that they're eco-sustainable, or that they make you a lot of money, like they fly off the shelves, something like that, like with money for some of you. It also talks about that sometimes it's hard to tell between, like when you're going between worlds and you're kind of not stuck, but when you're straddling both worlds, like a lot of us do with the same gifts that I have, that it's almost like, is this real? Is this not? Like it's almost like an idea of reality, and reality is subjective, and your reality is always changing, and the way that you see things is always changing. But you are changing, like you are moving in a new direction, and it may be feeling uncomfortable at this time because you're kind of in between, and you're not quite at your destination, but you're not where you started either. So necessarily, except for that one of these cards here that talked about that. I think it might have been the dream redirection, or the eyes on the prize. Could also be on the Virgo side. I'm sorry, guys, but yeah, okay. Next card we have is kitchen creation. Yeah, so you may be doing something baking. You may be doing something in the kitchen, or redecorating a home, or you may be doing, again, making your own recipes, cooking. I feel for a lot of you it could also be making products in your kitchen. So you could be making soap, you could be making bath products, something so interesting that it has to do with your something to do with the kitchen for creation. Yeah, leave me some comments, guys, because yeah, I definitely feel like that's what you're doing. Beautiful. Next card we have is inner child. Okay, so you have big dreams, and you've probably been wanting to do these since you were a child, but it also requires you to look at some of the issues that you've had when you were a child and try and heal from these as well. And reparent yourself, look at attachment theories, possibly counseling for some of you, if you're not already counselors. But I think even counselors need counselors. We're not how do I say this? I'm trying to figure out the word. We're not exempt from issues. you know, just like anyone else, you know, so that's really working on some inner child issues here. So that's beautiful. But you have big dreams that actually you've had since you were a child. Next card is the Five of Cups reversed. Okay, so you're possibly trying to get over this situation here. Something to do with your family or your inner child has caused you to feel like you can't do this maybe, or that your self-confidence is low, or that you're just too damaged as a child, possibly to, and it has to do with like your mother for some of you. Like it has to do with like the way your mother raised you or the relationship with your mother. They could be crying over some of the things that they have done when you were a child that you did not deserve. Could be abusive energy here, I am feeling for some of you. So, and I apologize if that happened to you, and just know that, you know, it was never your fault. And I think now somebody is realizing that they messed up when you were a child. Like they may have chosen bad partners that were abusive to them or caused a lot of destruction. And you may have left home early as a child, like you may have run away, or you may have left home and lived with a friend or a family member, or you may have left this situation. And I think for some of you, your mother wants forgiveness for some of the things that she has done in this connection, or you want to mend things with your mother, possibly. That's what I'm feeling for this card. Or another woman. It could also be a relationship here that brought out some issues that caused this relationship to disintegrate because of inner child issues that hadn't been addressed, possibly. So let's see what the next card is. Cat. You have a two-faced friend. Okay, so for some of you, it was this two-faced friend. It's a female friend, possibly. I see a woman here on the card, and it's not a it's not a major arcana, so it wouldn't be masculine or feminine. I am feeling like very possible, like it wouldn't be up for interpretation if it was that card. Like, you know, we have the Queen of Swords. That would be a very feminine, but it could also be a masculine card. But this is a female here. So either you're crying about this friend who's betrayed you, or you know someone who has actually betrayed you. You have someone here, and they may have a cat, a two-faced friend. But now you're aware of who that person is. And they may be two-faced because they have inner child issues that they need to work on. So they may be, need to work on their trauma and things that happened to them when they were a child. Okay, let's do some clarifying here and get some energy on these cards here. All right, we have the Six of Pentacles reversed. That could also be why this relationship was out of whack. If it was a friend, it's because they were two-faced. So they showed you one face and then they turned and talked behind your back, and you would always get a brand new person maybe every time you talked to them, and you just couldn't figure out what was going on, and eventually you were like, no. Like, yeah. And you feel sad about the ending of that friendship or that relationship, because that really sucked. And I get that, you know. When you find out somebody's not loyal, it's like a dagger to the heart. Okay, so Six of Pentacles reversed. Ace of Swords, yeah, found out some truth about someone. And that's the truth about the connection, whatever this connection was, whether it's your twin or someone else, and maybe finances, that where they were unbalanced. So the give and take between this relationship, or whatever it was, could be a contract, was out of whack. Someone wasn't being honest, possibly, about finances as well, or it could have been or when they were honest, they were like hiding money, possibly. That could be it too. All right, why is the Five of Wands here? Why is the Five of Wands here? Too many cards. Why is the Five of Wands here? Way too many cards. Just one or two, please. Why is the Five of Wands here? Why is the Five of Wands here? The Moon. Yeah, there's a secret. I knew there was some type of secret. Okay, we have Piscean energy here. Possibly, but it's confusion and secret. So somebody's caused a lot of upset within your circle, possibly, as well. So whatever the secret is has caused someone, like, it's caused arguments. It's caused fights. People have people have been telling secrets behind your back as well. So it's like 5 people are involved in this situation possibly, and this is something happening behind your back. Again, there's this two-faced friend, but you kind of get it, and it's now a warning about that person. Like, you've been warned. Maybe one of your friends came to you and was like, this girl or this guy is talking shit, and they're gossiping about you, and you were like, nah, and you maybe fought with them because you were like, no, that's my best friend, or they would never do that. Yes, they would, and they did. So if you didn't believe that person, believe it. And maybe it caused confusion between you and family members and friends possibly, and you're being shown that that person was being honest with you when they told you that. Oh, there's another twin flame message. I'm sorry. You've been in my dreams. Yeah, like I said, you guys have been dreaming. You have been dreaming about your twin, and they've been dreaming about you. It's very common, though, for twins, so that's beautiful. That's the message you want to tell your twin. That's so sweet. All right, why is the 5 of Cups reversed? Oh my gosh, way too many cards. Sorry, guys. Okay. Why is the 5 of Cups reversed? Why is the 5 of Cups reversed? May have been gossiping about your relationship too, for some of you. There's gossip about a relationship. Maybe about your twin, maybe about a relationship you're in. Why is the 5 of Cups reversed? I'm not quite flipping over yet. Oh, too many cards. Why is the 5 of Cups reversed? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we have it clarified by the 2 of Wands reversed and the Knight of Swords. Okay. So I'm feeling like it was a possible air sign quality here. We have Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. So this Knight of Swords, I feel like they communicated that to you. I feel like they communicated something to you about this false friend, about possibly something to do with your twin, possibly, because we have the 2 of Wands reversed here. But it was like, you now know that this Knight of Swords, I don't think they communicated. I'm sorry. This Knight of Swords, I think that they were the ones that you had hope for, that you were like, this person is, like upright. It's like, okay, so I can see where I want to go with this person, and I see my path, and it could be my twin. And then it's like reversed. It's like this Knight of Swords energy kind of, there's no action anymore. So there's no action, there's no expansion, there's no movement forward with this person any longer, is what I'm feeling. So I don't believe the Knight of Swords maybe, and maybe the Knight of Swords did bring that information to you and you didn't believe them, and you were like, nah, that's my twin, or that person wouldn't say that about me. And then they got mad and they were like, well, deuces, like, if you're not going to be loyal or listen to me, like, I got to go. And so maybe you lost multiple friends over this situation. It's very possible that was the case. Let's see what else I feel here. So a Knight of Swords could have, the words that you thought that you heard coming out were just like cutting, whatever was said. And maybe you approached this person and they lied and they were like, I didn't do that. Like, I never said that. And you're like, well, I don't care, I don't care, because I need to go. I need to leave. Yeah, I need to back out of this. And it caused you to feel sorrow and sadness with this 5 of Cups reversed. So yeah, very interesting here. All right. It's a weird combination. Never had that come out together, so it's kind of hard to kind of pinpoint what's going on there. But yeah, that's very, very interesting. All right, you guys, this fortune card for your reading is, this is like your Chinese fortune at the end of your meal. You have unity. And it says a time of divine understanding, renewal, peace, and hope. You radiate and attract great love. So I'm not feeling that there's an overwhelming sense of unity, like you're coming back together right now, possibly, because there's this pause on your side, Virgo. However, I do feel like that it's only for reasons that you both have some work to do in order to come back together. And you don't have to have unity within, like physical unity with your twin. You're always in union with them, and you can feel it and know it within the higher realms. It's also unity within yourselves. Like, I feel like it's union with yourselves more than anything. Like, you guys are really being told to kind of work on yourselves at this time, and to follow this path, and to learn things about yourself and about your twin and about your path, so that you can come into unity with yourself, which is the same thing as coming into unity with your twin. And so for a lot of you, it all depends on the situation. It could be one or the other. It could be that, you know, you're just working on to come into union with yourselves, technically unity with your twin, but in the higher realms, not necessarily in the 3D. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you for your March videos. Take care.